Good evening, everyone. Everything seems to be fine on this end. Let's do some more Diabloing. Look out, Diablo! That didn't really work. This guy over here, he needs his eyes back, if memory serves. I hate having my eyes pulled out.
You there? She wears. You must.
Thea stole his eyes. But that is in one of the strongholds, which is not of a special interest to me. Doing more strongholds right now, not really interesting. Let's see. Well, I think occasionally we'll start our evening off. Good evening to whoever's joined me. We'll start our evening off with a trip to the head office. You know, the head branch, the headquarters, the Tree of Whispers. Good for an hour and 14 minutes. All right. Got to turn in and Kedbar do. I'll try to remember to get that one too. So we had the dev talk today, and they really looked unhappy, which is not surprising. Got a free ritual site here. 1 out of 4. Where exactly are we? We're there. We got quite a ways to go. Well, we got another one that's over by where we're going, so I see no reason to change my plan. The developers were very uncomfortable with the situation. That was obvious. But it is a problem of their own making.
I need more spirit.
And it is certainly possible that they're, in essence,
What is this?
the prisoner of decisions being made over their heads. It's certainly possible. I've seen that before. Managers are doing what they're doing better.
I'm low on spirit.
They're the ones making all the bad decisions and letting other people take the heat for it.
I'm out of spirit.
Sure, I'm not the only one who's had that experience. In a workplace. The mongrel of Rakanishu. Okay. Something else over here. That's more than willing to kill the thingy dude of Rakanishu, but another ritual site. We're now halfway done. Getting ritual sites is like a 3-pipper. Why is there no altar? There should have been an altar. I have most of the altars on this section of the map. There are a couple of the maps that I have, or sections of the map I have almost none of the altars on. Where's the big one? The big one
I'm
here
low
somewhere.
on spirit.
There we go. We're 2 pips in. Let's see, and we're I really wish it put a dot where we were. But I'm asking for too much, as usual. Of particular note now, as I use the leave dungeon, they were asked why did that get changed from 3 to 5 seconds. They looked really uncomfortable. And when the guy said, it was an inconsequential change, really. It doesn't really matter. Oh, then why did you change it, and why don't you want to talk about it? Not a great look for you. Somebody did a combo platter of a picture. They put together 2 pictures. One was a picture from the promotional materials of the same 3 guys who were doing the stream today, and they cut it as the above picture, and the below picture was a picture of the 3 of them on today's stream, all like staring down at the floor and looking incredibly glum.
I'm out of spirits.
Another ritual site. That's 3 out of 4. So last night I finished up at level 30. So I played a bunch yesterday. Good amount anyway. And now I'm up to level 36. There's a big bossy dude in there. Am I the only one around? And they considered me to be knocked off my mount, even though of course I wasn't actually knocked off. Jumped off. Thanks for nothing. I'm just looking for some easy kills, you know, the way you are. And we can ride again. Nearest one is all the way down there, but that's fine. Because that is also where the cash-in is for the kill quest. These are in essence the same as
I do not have enough spirits.
as bounties used to be. Come on, give me something more to kill. Thank you. My shrine is running. Just let me keep killing. Shrine's about up. We'll right away. So the answers from today's dev stream were not very satisfying. You know, and I don't find their admissions that, yeah, we screwed up to be particularly compelling when I don't understand how they could have thought that this wasn't a disaster. Particularly a little difficult to buy the statement that we're not trying to make things slower, make the game slower. Oh, so why exactly did you nerf XP, damage, and increase monster health? Because that seems an awful lot like you're trying to slow down the game. 3 more pips, I think. We're up to 5 pips. There we go. We've got our 100 whatevers, and can now click on the Altar of Reaping.
I'm low on spirits. I'm not ready yet.
8. We got a couple more in the area, or no? One in the general vicinity, but I'd rather... Let's go to Kedbardu and cash in what we've got to cash in over there. Hope everyone is having a deliriously wonderful Friday evening. Okay, a good Friday evening. Fine, fine, fine. A reasonable Friday evening.
I have
Explain.
I'm afraid. Good fortune.
Thank you.
Maybe I should have read that. Gem-laden geode. Glittering abundance. Glittering abundance. Zarbenzet. For that one, if I get that one, and we're off, just like that. Poof. Magic. My Doug Henning impersonation. Magic. I don't know if anyone knows who Doug Henning is anymore.
Not while I'm in
Even
town.
Doug Henning, for that matter. Acid flux. I've had acid reflux for a number of years when I was younger. Get the flux. We go to Miss Lund's tools.
It is done.
It is done. Glittering abundanza. A crude and chipped diamond. So we need 2 more pips without a Gladys Knight. There are really just that city up there is that Chaldeum, I think? Is the closest you get to, or is that one Chaldeum? No. So few cities and waypoints down here. It's kind of irritating. Let's see. Yeah, that one I think is closer, and we will go over to Backwater. Nothing to do with Backwash. It was definitely an uncomfortable stream. Those guys were not happy to be there. And maybe not happy about the message they were having to give to the players, that they knew it would not be well received. And it hasn't been. Players are not impressed with the patch and their response to the patch. Bonk. Trying to keep my eye out for more altars of Lilith because I have so few on this map. They should be everywhere. Spoiler, they're not. I have to find the corpse and defeat the consort of Arakir. Looking for corpses. Oh, not in all the wrong places, because there's the place I was looking for. I think I have to defeat this one, too. Freaking thing that just stood out there doing nothing. Nice AI there, and in this case I'm using it in the game term of artificial intelligence, not the... And there's the bossy dude.
Low on spirits.
One more. little ones blow up in full-blown poison. That's just not nice at all. I need to harvest 40 more, and then we'll have an extra 2 left over, 2 pips left over for our next 10. And a wolfish shrine will definitely help. Now I have critical hit everything. Everything's a critical hit. Looking for more stuff. For as long as the... Is it still running? I'm harvesting venomous motes. Did they just change on me? They did. God damn it. That makes me upset. I didn't check, though, so... I hesitate to use the term fault, but it is my responsibility to check and see how much time there is left before the equivalent of the bounties change. I didn't, and I'm now suffering for it. The pain is terrible. Is that the body that will slap another fossil dude? Yeah, it is. Alright. A ravaged corpse. I'm fine. Okay. Next batch.
I'm not ready yet.
We've got a malignant thing. Really, companions would be so much better if they couldn't die. Caged Heart, and God, it's another one of the shitty ones. I tell you that. It must be just the druid ones. They're terrible. There's only one of them that's usable, at least for my build. Maybe there's other builds that they're useful for, but I don't know what those would be. We need to go to the tree. You know, the head branch of the head office at the headquarters.
It is done.
Chest plates, leg guards, or rings. Oh, the chest plate is 408. Leg guards is 427. 335, 357. Looks like it's going to be rings.
Knew it. Different this one.
Ferocious wolf pack. Anything any good here? Boots. Nope. This ring. Damage to slowed enemies. Fortify generation life. It's not bad. Not sure it's good enough to bother upgrading. Side grading. Whatever grading. Physical damage. Fortify generation. Damage to slowed enemies. Maybe. Fort gen. Critical strike damage. Overpower damage. No. And the gloves. I'm going to have to say that's a nope for me, dog. Sad to say, I'm unimpressed.
The forge is ready for whatever you need.
But then I also have to say that generally speaking, the itemization seems like the amount of time between item upgrades is long. Feels longer than if I was playing PoE, although it's hard to tell length of time in playing against character. Number of hours, levels, the balance there's a little skewed. I did want to come back to here because I got a bunch of kills towards that. So let's go back to Rahat Keep. Okay, where are we headed? How about there? That'll get us comfortably into the area where, with a relatively small number of additional kills, pardon me, we'll get another 3 pips towards our next trip to the Tree of Whispers, currently at 0, I think. Partial completion, you know. You don't want to let these things go to waste entirely. Curious venom.
Spirit. What is this?
What is this? It's curious venom. It says so clearly on the package. Big fellow. He was a big fellow. Now he's a dead fellow. We're at 58. We're harvesting the Blight Marsh. Hi guys. So,
I must wait a moment. I'm low on spirit.
can I talk to you about our Lord and Savior, Joko?
I'm not ready yet.
Whoops. Those guys ought to drop multiples. They're big and they hit really hard. I'm kind of jerks about the entire thing. Get the circle up to see what the area is, so I can try and find the dead body. It'll be worth another point. Another tip. Lots of mobs.
not ready yet.
It's over there. We'll head in that direction. We need just to harvest just a little bit more, venom. We'll start a loop for it. Hi, guys. Can you give me your venom, please? Your venomous motes? I need a couple of more motes. Hey, I'm moted up. Thank you. You guys are too bad. We'll pop into the slimy cavern, I think it was, while we're here.
I'm not ready yet.
Yep, slimy cavern. Who doesn't love a nice slimy cavern? Five seconds. Used to be 3. They changed it to 5. They said it's inconsequential. Doesn't matter. Why change it then? And why dodge the question when we ask why you changed it? Wait a couple seconds, let our hurricane get ready to roll again, as it's just fun. Ended up close to
I must wait a moment.
back up to 4.
I need more spirit.
See another Light Marsh cultists. That'll get us to presumably, yeah, to 5 pips. Nice. Let's see where to go to. Back to backwater, I think. See if we've got anything worth a thing. Nope. Nope. And those are obviously nope.
Excuse me. Have you seen this man? Looking for a man. Regular around here. Lean guy. See, I have one for
What?
clinch the
Come with me.
Come with me.
Normally,
Wow, I
I'd
have a
have done
follower.
this
Lucky
sort of
me.
thing myself.
What was second prize?
But I'll walk barefoot into the burning hells before I go wandering the coast alone. The drowned out here are nasty creatures, and I ain't looking to join their ranks.
Win favor, my friend.
We got a debt repaid, and over there we've got Venom of the Nangari. Bring the curious venom to Timue. Well, we'll go here, and then there to Timue. And while we're on our way, we'll keep an eye out to see if we can't find more altars. Because I have so many altars still to find in these maps. I did not do what so many did. Spend 8 hours finding all of the freaking altars and everything in the game. I just couldn't stomach that idea. Even if it would be to my advantage going forward, I just couldn't fucking spend that much time riding around from point to using a map. Oh, there is an altar. Looking at a map, staring at a map, and comparing the map to the in-game map, and trying to find the little locations. Just at 8 hours, apparently, is what it took. That's what the streamers reported. I don't know if I've ever seen this one before. Embrace hatred? All we need is love. Did you learn nothing from the Beatles? Lively ritual. I don't think I can probably stop yet. Put that out. We've got a, ooh, they're actually doing a fair chunk of damage.
I'm not ready yet. You're weak.
This is no joke.
I must wait a moment.
That one was pretty tough. I was chug-a-lugging potions. And we're here. You want to move to there. That's the closest I've come to dying in this season. Now I'm playing Druid, which is probably the tankiest class. Not an especially tanky build for Druid, I don't think, anyway. Tim away. Dim away, dim away. What this?
What is it now?
See this vial of curious venom?
Curious kind of venom. I know. Even I don't know. This man perhaps a sea.
You all right, Tim away?
I'll be fine. They've got it since you.
Get Timaway's gifts for the infected. Oh. I didn't get them anything. Did I not get to make a bunch more? Take that. Timaway's chest. Timaway's supplies. Let's see, we've got a one-hand legendary mace. Duration of Grizzly Rage. Don't use it. 2 ranks of Tornado. Overpower and attack speed. That's probably better than this. Yeah, 4.1% attack speed. The other things I don't need on it. I'm going to keep that. That one's going to get made all legendary-like. Sure, we'll find these people wandering around in that circle. Swamp protection. There we are. Well, there's one of them, and he was outside of the circle, so,
I am so sorry.
well, they all ran away.
Don't be. But enough.
I'm not ready yet. I need your spirit.
arachnid horror. When they're done being horrors, they explode into more freaking little mobs. More spooters. Just what we all need in our lives. More spiders. I have to find Doraya and Ralden. There's one of them. That's supplies for you.
Herbs for the pain, she
Herbs!
says. I'll find
Herbs
my
for the
own
pain.
herbs, thank you. Cure myself and leave this swamp for good. You can take that shite to Raldine, if he's still alive. Last I saw, he was headed east, towards the snakes. But
Nope, she doesn't want it. Good luck in the swamp, babe. There's Raldine. Supposed to be in this circle somewhere.
Stop struggling!
He's back over here for some reason that eludes my understanding. Did they hurt you?
No. I was looking for my brother. He's sick too. I've not seen him in days.
That snake is patient. He's waiting
I was
for me to
afraid
finish
he'd
my
grow loose.
conversation. It's very nice.
They attacked me. Tried to take me somewhere.
Oh no, don't worry.
I'll look into it. We're headed. Is that the one? That or that? Well, we'll go there first. Multiple quests. We've got time. Getting close to level 38. Still looking for more Altars of Lilith. Hey there. That makes one of us. I sleepwalk through my streams these days. Much easier. I pay no attention at all. Welcome to your weekend.
Your evil is done.
Your evil is done. That's true. I have heard of it. I've never seen it, nor do I have any interest in watching it. But I have heard of that. I know there are people that live stream. Basically, they show everything they do, and that includes sleep. I mean, my sleeping is boring, but I wish it was boring enough that I could sleep through it.
There. I see him.
I wake up in the middle of the night.
Flynn! My God.
Sometimes
He's
for no reason, but often to go to the little boy's room.
Oak.
Well then, Flynn. Guess now we're even.
Sleepwalking is a very strange occurrence, and one that
Sure
I
was.
cannot
Shame
even
you had to
begin
go
to
that way.
understand. It just seems so
Appreciate your help,
contrary to
I am so
What for? These things. I should get going.
human consciousness, shall we say? It's just plain weird. Okay. Swamp protection. I have to return to Timaway. Oh, I believe you. People have done what seemingly impossible things while sleepwalking. It's just such a strange human phenomenon. But then we don't have a really good grip scientifically on a lot of things about sleep. The function of dreams. We're just weird. Us humans, we're just weird. I think that sums it up.
And folk think we are monsters. But you've sick.
Another quest done. Oh, so close. We're so close. I can taste it. Let's see. New boots. Not an improvement. 8 silver chunks and 12 iron chunks. And a bunch of various herbs. I believe herbs being the British pronunciation. We in America mostly call them herbs. I don't have that waypoint yet. Maybe I should journey there? I will journey there from Zarbinzet. The game's not bad, but right now the community is really unhappy. The patch for the new season began yesterday, was not well received at all. And today, in fact, it was so badly received. The patch came out 2 days before. And it was so bad they had to have basically what amounted to an emergency dev stream today, and the devs looked really unhappy and dispirited, either because they had no idea that the community was going to react this way, which I find hard to believe, or they're being forced to clean up somebody else's messes, and I expect that's probably what it is. That whoever is making the decisions made a whole shitload of bad decisions, and now these guys have to get sent out there to clean up the mess.
You can still use these.
Wow, yeah. You know, I was tempted to buy that on day of launch and play it because I had a viewer request, or suggest, I should say, suggest that I might want to do that here. And I said, hey, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. I'll give that some thought. And then I kind of forgot about it, and then launch day came, and I hadn't even considered if I was going to do it or not. Well, I had thought about it. Thought it sounded like a good idea. But I didn't realize it was launching on the day it was launching, so I hadn't pre-purchased and pre-installed and all that stuff. And by the time I even considered it, by the time I woke up, the reviews were already in. So I managed to dodge that particular bullet. I am hoping for a better outcome from Return to Moria. Are you familiar with that? If the Lord of the Rings themed stuff is what's got your interest. I am too. I hope you found some entertainment value out of it. I know a lot of people did not find any. I hope you found some. Sometimes you can get enough out of a game, even if it's or a movie, even if it's not a good one, but you can get enough out of it that you don't feel at least as bad about it. I don't feel bad about my purchase of Diablo IV. I feel less good about having bought the Ultimate Edition and gotten the extras. But the game itself, I don't feel bad about. The game, at its core, is solid. They've made some questionable choices, and they've not improved things in the first patch, which they had described as buffs everywhere. And in fact, Nerfs. Everything got nerfed. Yeah, Return to Moria definitely has my attention. I am hopeful for that one. But that tends to be my approach to an awful lot of stuff, is hopeful for. I don't think I can any longer say that I'm ever optimistic for any games anymore. I can be hopeful for them, for sure. Let's see. That's event. Rituals. Where we got rituals? We've got 4 rituals over there. 3 rituals over there and 1 ritual here. We're going to go for ritual, 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 and then into that cellar, I think. Ritual, ritual, ritual. Oh, no, that's an event. So we got ritual, ritual, ritual. I'm going to have to hit that one first. All right, well, we'll start with that one first. I hope they don't, it may sound strange, I hope they don't try to do too much with Return to Moria. I mean, you take a Valheim-like game and you set it in Moria and you do it smart, you add flavor, you add a lot of cool stuff. It's a little bit easier than it sounds. You've got a pretty decent formula already set up for it. Yeah, sorry. I thought his work as Treebeard was great. I thought his work as Gimli was terrible. First of all, I was not a fan of Peter Jackson turning the dwarves into the comic relief. And frankly, no offense to any Scotsman listening, I am so fucking sick of dwarves having Scottish accents, and usually bad Scottish accents. Oh, he's been in countless good movies and even more bad movies over the years. And is, you know, kind of a treasure. Oh, sure. As Salah, he was terrific. Also, I have to say, on a purely personal note, he's the only one of the 9 members, acting members of the Fellowship, who didn't get the Elvish word 9 tattooed on themselves. The other 8 actors all did, and he didn't. And I just can't understand that. Why wouldn't you want to take part in something like that? That's just me. Well, if you look, wrong shoulder, if you look right there where my thumb is pointing, you may notice a poster. I would hope you'd notice a poster, because there's a poster there. Why is that wrapping around to that way? That's just wrong. For Fellowship of the Ring. And I won it in a contest. And it's signed by Ian McKellen. Sorry, Sir Ian McKellen. I won it in a Lord of the Rings trivia contest at Burger King, of all things. It was actually a really challenging test, believe it or not. Where are we at? It's going to give us 3, right? The trivia was very non-trivial. Was that the last of them? I guess it was, wasn't it? Yeah. That's skeletons. We want to go there. That will be cool. That would most definitely qualify as cool. Alright, we'll just harvest some various and sundry bad dead things out here. That'll do. So the contest had like 10 questions about Lord of the Rings, and as a dyed-in-the-wool Lord of the Rings geek, I had no problem with them. But for a casual Lord of the Rings fan, a person who'd read the book, say, twice, they would have gotten 1 or 2. They were actually hard questions. And so I figured I had a chance to actually win something. The grand prize would have been going to the premiere. That would have been really cool. Instead, I got the first prize, or one of the first prizes, which is the signed question. Oh no, it was mailed to me. It was a real contest. You had to send in your entry. I imagine they got tens or hundreds of thousands of entries. But the questions were really tough. I mean, I remember one of the questions being about, if memory serves, about Elbereth Gilthoniel, which no one is going to know from a casual reading of the book, and if they just finished the book, they might recognize the name. Hey, Kanaka. Good evening, my friend. Bunch of gold out here. Did I miss? I must have missed a treasure goblin. Well, that's scorpions. More ugly babies. When I die, I certainly hope I don't burst into an enormous pack of flies. That would gross me out. those sort of things are always going to be very dependent on the sort of... Ooh. Ew. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, the Sarlacc. Where's Jabba? Are going to be dependent on the people making the questions, and nowadays, the absence of phones. Because cell phones basically killed bar room trivia tests. I need 2 more skeletons. Can a fellow find 2 more skeletons? We've got a camel. Technically, that's not a skeleton. That should do it. Go. And we will return to the Tree of Whispers, where we'll talk with the head branch of the head office at the headquarters. No, they wouldn't last long at all. Science fiction worlds are definitely a way better choice. And because this consists of a tree with a bunch of heads hanging off of it, I refer to this as the head branch of the headquarters head office.
It is done.
Chest plates, chaos, or rings. Let's go with chaos.
Service.
I just finished Nature's Reach after Nature's... No, I actually finished the Wolf. After the Wolf... Pardon me a sec. Checking the build. Guide. The build guide. After the Wolf... Wolf. Ferocious Wolf Pack. Endless Tempest. Yeah, Endless Tempest seems pretty good. That's in one of the blues. Down here. Endless Tempest. Looking for Endless Tempest. That's Hurricane. No. Oh, Endless Tempest. There we are. I have a sneeze lurking in my sinuses. It wants to come out and play, but it's shy. No special goodies. Let's move back to Kyovashot to go through our loots. Note that very fine-looking fellow there. Handsome, you know, in a big, burly sort of way. Look at that fellow. He's just, by the way, book reference coming up. Yeah, on the forehead there, that says poor impulse control. Fisherman's Friend, the same thing as a Pocket Pal or a Texas Catheter, by any chance? Crowd control, distant. No. Nope.
What will it be?
You can take what's left.
Alright. This is not something we were going to be using. It is a legendary. The legendary power on it, the affix, not useful for my build at all. We will sacrifice this to the gods of crafting materials and transmogs. But this, I think, is actually going to be better than that. So what we'll do is we'll upgrade this twice. This too is cheap. We will head over to the occultist. I've never tried it, although I am tempted, as I often get congested. I just can't bring myself to try and use one of those neti pots or whatever they are. Yeah. We're going to remove the overpower damage and see if we can get something better. Pulverize no. Critical strike chance 7.2. Holy shit, is that better? I have not. I also have a katana and a wakizashi over there. Because, man, am I a geek. The sword is actually a replica of the sword of El Cid. The Spanish national hero. Whether he actually used it for combat or it was just ceremonial, I expect it was ceremonial. So it's a replica. It's got the insignia of... we've got Castile and Leon. Those two kingdoms in Spain. It holds a place of honor here right next to my baseball bat. Yep, El Cid. And we are going to not extract an aspect, we're going to put an aspect on this. That's so good. 7.2% critical strike chances. Mongo. In fact, it's a max roll. In fact, that's an extraordinarily good set of gloves. Like, I can't see myself replacing those for at least 10 levels unless I get even stupider. Luckier. Stupidly luckier? Elric and Melnibone by Michael Moorcock. Yes, I've read almost everything Moorcock has written. Yeah, I've read all of... actually, that's not true. In his later years, he has added more theoretical Elric stuff that wasn't really fantasy. It was fantasy, just not like sword and sorcery type fantasy. But yeah, I've read Moorcock. I was a huge fan of Moorcock. First thing I read by him was the Swords books. What was it? Queen and King of the Chaos Swords. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Swords. Knight of Swords was the first one, I think. That's the first Corum series, first Corum trilogy. He wrote 2 trilogies with the hero Corum and lecture. Yeah, so I'm extremely familiar with almost all of Moorcock's Eternal Champion books. And a lot of his other stuff, too. Let's see. Right, it was very, very hard for me to find a lot of his books. I did when I finally found an edition of Elric. It was published in Britain because most of his stuff had not been published in the U.S. at that time. Injured while crowd controlled. What else do we have? What's available in the Codex of Power? Hit by crowd control, there's up to 30% chance when you hit a crowd-controlled enemy. I do that a lot. I'm going to go with that. And I've turned that into an extremely good pair of gloves. Well, let's see. I mean, he didn't win a lot of awards. His story, Behold the Man, won the Nebula. He's better known as an editor. He was the, I think, editor-in-chief for a groundbreaking magazine in the UK called New Worlds. So he's better known for his work with that. Let's see. We want to upgrade these gloves, as far as possible. I do have the materials to get up to 4 stars. That will help me on my season's journey, I do believe.
Unexpected.
There it is. Does that finish out the season's journey for Chapter 9? Or Chapter 3? It does. I claimed 3, and we're now finished. Chapter 4 is complete of the season's journey. Well, he's got to be in his 80s now, right? I'm in my 60s. I don't want to get out of my chair. I can't imagine what it's like in my 80s. If I make it to my 80s. So what are we about to get here? We're about to get a bunch of greater favor to the season's pass. We're going to get Malignant Hearts and Forgotten Souls and some jewelry. Ground Stomp creates an Earthquake. That's a Barbarian. Lightning Storm. Geez, are any of these for any of the skills I use in my class, my build? For goodness sake, I will claim the rewards. Next up is Slayer. Chapter rewards, a bunch more favor. 5th journey cash. Increased movement speed when moving away from slowed or chilled enemies. Acquire a Wrathful Malignant Heart. Nightmare Sigils. So currently I have only 1 of these even partially done. Oh, 1 more of those will get me that. That would be nice. Okay, so we've got more freebies now available. We get the Artisan's Bracers. We get the Dagger Tap emote. Let's go ahead and just go ahead and deconstruct that because
what do you need?
Of no use.
My
my build. And now, out of our 4th journey cache, 3 caged hearts. God, I hope one of them isn't, at least one of them isn't crap would be nice. Well, Conan is physically stronger. Elric has magic and Stormbringer. So, I'm going to say Elric wins if they fight. Conan is stronger if he's picking things up. Although, not if Elric has just killed a bunch of people with his sword and eaten their souls. In which case, Elric might be stronger. Physical damage, damage to slowed enemies, poison damage. Yeah, not realistically. That's not going to happen. Have you read Conan? The Robert E. Howard stuff is very good. I also recommend Robert E. Howard's Solomon Kane stories are terrific. And I can make more fantasy recommendations. Fritz Leiber, Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser stories are, well, they're the source of the cliche of the big barbarian warrior type and the little thiefy type. That's Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser. Did I get anything decent? Oh, that one's usable. That's the one that's usable. That is, I mean, I would use that, but it's not good. That actually looks really fucking good. Caged Heart of the Malignant Pact. That cycle through a malignant bonus every 20 kills. 21% attack speed. Core and basic skills have a chance to fully restore primary resource. Every 20 seconds gain a barrier. That one is really good. It's the first time I have seen that one. That is really good. If you want to know the single best one of his short stories, and I like almost all of them a lot, but the one that I have seen other writers talk about is Red Nails. Which is a story about finding what amounts to a derelict city, all built in one like single structure, where there are two sides that have been fighting for generations, maybe even centuries, fighting each other in this sort of sealed off space. And it's sort of a great kind of, I don't want to say introduction to, but a great sort of, has an incredible feeling of madness about it, that just insanity. Red Nails. I know, I can't remember who the second author was who talked about that story in particular. Might have been Stephen King, talking about the horror of the situation. But I know the first one that I heard talk or read talk about it was Harlan Ellison. Particularly talked about how it was incredible at capturing just an atmosphere of complete madness. Well, in Robert E. Howard's case, he had a long history of... He was very, very dependent on his mother. And when she died, he was just destroyed. And that's when he took his life. That one's terrible. So that one, I guess, can be plugged into any of the malignant sockets. That one's really fucking good. So now I have to wait for myself to get a piece of jewelry that I know I'll be keeping for 15 or 20 levels, because that one is good. It's really good. Let's see. The ones for on the critical strikes, electrically charging, are pretty good. And the wolf summoning ones are okay. That one's just terrible. Are any of these worth turning into one of those, is the question. Physical damage, damage to slowed. We could reroll, pardon me, poison off. Damage to stunned, crowd controlled, fortify generation. Movement speed. I think I'm going to wait to get better option. I was the same way. I wanted to be a writer. What I discovered, and this is nothing to discourage you, is there's a sports writer, an American sports writer. I'd like to give him credit for this. A guy named Tony Kornheiser. And the way he said it, I think sums up exactly the way I feel about writing, which is, I love having written, but I hate writing. So that's why I couldn't do it, and I have tried. For me, the ideas were always the easy part. Caged hearts, no. Crafted cash, we can only make one, then no, so we're good on that. Yeah, writing is very difficult. It is difficult to excruciating. I think something that will help is speech to text has come so far that now you can, to some degree, you can recite, just talk, and the computer will write it down, and then you look at that. You edit the parts that are usable, you rewrite the parts that are not, It just, to me, that seems like that would be an easier way, but that may just be a dodge, and I would still find the process just as painful.
That's what's salvage. Anything breaks, the forge is hot.
Anything breaks, the forge is hot. And I think certainly for a while I did recite my ideas into a small recorder. Now that would just be a cell phone. So that you don't have to like try and take notes when you get a nifty idea. Yeah, that's the sort of thing. I actually did that for a while with a simple little tape recorder for the same reason. It was useful for that. Let's see. What do we have here? I need to collect 6 more tusks. What's there? If we go to Faribu, we can go ahead and grab... We have an hour left on these. We'll go to Faribu. If you're going to keep anything on the computer, make sure you've got backups. I've lost stuff in the last couple of years. I was working on a basically what amounts to a D&D type campaign for some friends. And I had my computer die. I was unable to get the data back. I was not happy about this. Let this be a lesson to you. Don't be like me. Be smarter than me. I'd probably put a dozen hours into where that game was going, what I was going to do with that game. Not a huge amount, but enough that I wasn't happy and didn't want to recreate it. So eventually I changed my mind and did something completely different. Coming? There's the bossy boss. Let me grab my little collectible bits. Hit him!
I must wait a moment.
One pip. 9 pips to go. To awaken the restless ancient. Yeah. You know, most of the stuff I lost was not of significant import. Oh goodness, I have to reinstall my games. Not a big deal. A bunch of silly memes and stuff. Didn't use them that often.
I must wait a moment.
But some of the stuff, yeah. Spirits that keep running away. Really annoying. Fight like a man. Or former man. Or... Never mind. jerks. All a bunch of jerks. Now a bunch of dead jerks, granted. What do you mean by relics on my background? I've got lots of weird stuff, that's for sure. Countless, almost inconceivable amounts of weird crap. A few more modes. Can we get a... wait, this ought to do. Yeah, that's all I needed, was to get a couple more things bedded. I think treasures is overly generous. Mostly it's crap. A bunch of books. A bunch of... couple boxes of stuff from work. A lot of my tech stuff from work that's still sitting there. You know, like my various toolkits and whatnot. Oh, he's on fire. That must be very uncomfortable. Terribly uncomfortable, I'm sure. The Grail? Yeah. Yeah. Frankly, it just doesn't go with my decor. Well, let's see. Behind the Lord of the Rings poster is the movie poster for Blade Runner. So there's that. What is that? Something is flashing there. I think that means that's one of the world bosses.
I'm done for!
Yes, I know you're done for. Sorry, I've got somewhere to be, lady. Do I look like a hero? Up. I think this guy must have just killed it. No, it's still blinking there. Maybe he killed it, and it's still just blinking. That's certainly possible.
You seem to know your way around here. Imagine.
Will you help?
I am Arya.
Will you accompany?
Take Arya to the ruins. The ruins here? They are. Come on, Arya. We'll go to the ruins and you can sing. Oh, there's someone over there. Well, that's 2 of the druid artifacts. Oh, there should be the third one.
Seems like grave robbers got here long before we did. Let's do one last search.
The forces of
They might
evil have
miss
been
something
alerted to my
important.
presence. You know, I have a couple friends who did the Disney Star Wars thing, and none of them bought a lightsaber. I am at a loss to explain how these people could be my friends. Got a worn carving. Imagine going and not buying a lightsaber. can't even conceive of it. I mean, I know they're not cheap. Then neither's the whole damn trip.
This is excellent. You've a keen eye.
I have a keen eye.
It's a talisman, a focus. See the face? A fox or a wolf. Druids learning to shapeshift use these to focus their power. Now,
Take Arya to the waterfall overlook. Alright, Arya. We're off to the waterfall overlook.
I knew having a companion would be beneficial. What if I'd been alone?
I will
Some
do
people
everything
think
in
the
my power
waterfall
to
formed an
spare you my
explosion of
bad
Vasili's
Scottish
power.
accent.
That he... Wait. Do you hear that?
I used to be able to do a decent Scottish accent when I was hanging around with a Scottish guy all the time.
Thank you for your aid. And look, Turdulra isn't far off. Maybe I'll see.
Maybe she'll see me there. Up. She's got the hots for me. Well, it's understandable. Where do I need to be? I've got 4 pips. That'll do. Yelesna. Almost level 39. Those are not particularly good. We're in Yelesna. We've got 31 minutes to take care of some more of these bounties. For anyone who played D3, that's basically what these are. Except they are so much better than D3 bounties. It's just crazy. These are actually one of my favorite ways to level in the game. Vampires. Filthy animals. Filthy creatures. And ghouls, they're filthy too. They're possibly more filthy in that they eat the dead, which is kind of, at the very least, it's gross. Well, we're at 87. Oh my god, no, it's going to end in a few seconds. I could have sworn it said like 90. I'm gonna come up just shy. Fuck me. 30 seconds left. Well, maybe I can get this done. Maybe. You can certainly create a character with red hair. You can't create a character with white hair. You can do gray.
You're there! Please! Help us get out of here! We came here to purge this evil. But now...
I have to admit, I do
can't
not
leave my
understand how they
friends
can,
here.
you know, have all these colors of hair. You've got like, I don't know, a dozen.
We can't do
15.
it alone.
2 of them are labeled as white, and they both look like dingy gray. know you want, overall, you want a dingy color scheme for your game to make it feel gritty. All that. But come on, as a person with white hair, the white hair is white.
I'm not ready yet.
This guy's a tough bastard.
I'm not ready yet.
That's level 39.
Take this, my friend. It's not much, but I hope it helps.
Here,
But I hope it helps.
something for your troubles. You deserve this. Never seen anyone fight like you.
Well, yeah, the no hair they've got. I mean, this is me. That look like white hair to you? Well, it doesn't surprise me. You're occasionally going to get a good accent. I mean, they're in Los Angeles. For them to be able to get good voice should not be a big issue. I will make the joke again. For those of you who've read Snow Crash, the runes on my forehead say poor impulse control. For those of you who've not read that book, I strongly suggest it. Oh, well, I've generally I can do them well if I spend a little time on it. I can hit the sounds that are weird for most American speakers. Those are the things I find interesting. I used to do a lot of goofy voices. I've been told I should have gone into cartoon voice work. Not sure I buy that. We are at 6. 6 pips. We need 4 more pips. Slayer Journey, 9%. I'd like to at least get to there. The Cold Iron Cask, so we're close to that. Alright, where are the new events? Up here, near the Bear Refuge. Well, I imagine that, and there's 2 things you can do with it, I would imagine, as a Scot. You can either make it sound Scottish, or you could make it sound super Scottish. I know there's a series of commercials they've done in the U.S. for Outback Steakhouse, which is an Australian-themed steakhouse. And the commercials they always had, I thought it was the worst Australian accent I'd ever heard. The thing about it is they hired an Australian voice actor and told him his voice wasn't Australian enough, so he needed to turn it up. And so he took his Australian accent and turned the dial up to 11. So I was right in that it was a horrible accent. I was wrong that it wasn't Scottish. I mean, sorry, Australian. Oh, extra life mobs are just annoying. Especially the ones who won't stand still while I try to kill them. Going? I think we were going to Endless Tempest. Yeah, increasing the duration of Hurricane. should be close to that one. A lot of Americans basically don't really know their heritage, and so we will often case sort of over enthusiastically grasp at what we know. And so a Scots American would proudly proclaim how Scottish they are, Irish Americans, Irish, and so on. Because we are historically, you know, the self-described great melting pot, a lot of Americans really don't have any significantly close connection to their heritage.
I'm not ready yet.
And so they'll cling to what they know that they have, which, you know, true to life. But like any other people, it varies widely. One thing I hear all the time, every time Reddit has threads about, you know, asking people who aren't Americans what things they like about America, or you know, what foods they liked when they visited, all that kind of stuff. And one of the things they almost always gets mentioned prominently is that people who visited America, like from Europe, are always thrown by how friendly Americans are to strangers, how willing we are to talk to strangers. In fact, you know, seem to enjoy it. Sit down next to an American in a restaurant and they'll start talking you up. Sorry, talking to you, not necessarily talking you up. My understanding is that it's something different than that. What are we at? We are at 8. I think I would like to get enough to finish that off. Well, and it's going to vary also a lot by simply the circumstance. Almost there. Why are you running away? Do you not want to die a terrible, painful death? I mean, seriously. What's not to like? Are we there yet? We're there yet. Oh, generally speaking, it is true that Americans will often have a very aggressive and assertive handshake. For some of them, it's natural. They're just being very, very open and friendly, intentionally so. But it's also taught as a technique for managing people, to take dominance in a conversation, a very strong, assertive handshake. Well, yeah, and that's another thing that always gets referred to when when a Reddit thread asks, you know, what do they think about when they're visiting America, is how big our portions are when they go to a restaurant. Got him, and we get to go back to the Tree of Whispers. The head branch of the head office of the headquarters. I've only had Chick-fil-A once. I found it tasty, but not as outrageously so as so many others seem to find it. Actually, I think I like Popeyes
It is done.
equivalent better. Ooh, a greater collection of two-handed weapons. This will include a legendary. Could be an improvement. Hugs are unusual. It's a two-handed axe. We'll head back to Kyovashad. Cash in our well-gotten gains. It is possible because of the accent. We Americans are absolute suckers for accents. And I will note, and this is one's important, especially the opposite sex with an accent. On a 10 scale, I would say an accent is good for a point, maybe even 2 points in some cases. Turn a 5 into a 6 or a 7, and a 7 into an 8 or a 9. We are suckers for accents. That's a big axe. It is more damage. Basic skill damage. Damage to distant enemies isn't great. Overpower's not great. The willpower is nice. Poison creepers active also cast landslide in a circle around you. That seems really good if I was using either of those skills. It will be a positive boon for getting the attention of the ladies or gentlemen. South Carolina, enormously great food in South Carolina. Mississippi is famously, well, how to put this? The joke in Alabama is that the state motto is, at least we're not in Mississippi. Your mileage may vary. Okay, that's a no. No. Storm skills, right? That's a storm skill. That's a storm skill. That's not bad. It's 3 of the skill damages, though. Only one of them applies. I could roll one of them off. What do we currently have on our chest? Poison damage isn't any good. Lightning damage is okay. Life, I don't think we're improving that a bunch. 408, that is 422. I'll give it a look. I will give it a look. Life regen, life, and damage to close enemies. That's a maybe. Fizz damage, companion skill damage, storm damage. I think that's better than the other one. 4056. Yeah, it is. No. Lightning, fizz, damage to close. That one's pretty good too. No. Yeah, we are going to use that regardless. That one we will... Core skills. Core skills deal an additional 20% for each active companion. Which is my core skills again? Yeah. Each of these represents something. This is the companion's skills. I think this is core. Why they don't say when you mouse over, I was going to say I don't know, but I do know. The truth is I do know. Is because consoles, they don't have mice. So that's why this UI is bad. Is because they don't redesign and retweak for PC. I think that's core. It is. Tornado. That's my main damage. So, yeah, that's actually pretty freaking good. What was I looking on that? Where was the core? Where was the core damage? What am I doing? Where did I lose it? Was it there? close. No, no. I have a sneeze coming. I can feel it. It has escaped. The sneeze has escaped from my sinuses and has vowed to never return. I made that up. Where was the core system? Was the core? Was it the chest? No, the head? Where was the core? Damn it. Fortify, barrier. That one's not even counting because we have the lucky hit elsewhere with a higher percentage. Where's that? That one. Okay. Barrier. Printed. No, I can't find what I was looking for. Oh. It was core. One of these had pluses to core. Was it here? I can't remember where the hell it was. Now I want it because it's good. My brain has turned to cheese. And not like one of those tasty cheeses, like stale. The ones that, the French cheeses that smell like feet. Sleep well, my friend. Excellent dreams. Yeah, the distances is certainly something that America has. Ridiculous amount. There it is. So that ring we want to keep. The rest of these I think we can get rid of.
You can take what's left.
Another sneeze is wandering around, considering whether it wants to make an appearance or not. That. We want to save that. That's a max roll. We want to peel that off.
Anything breaks, the force
sure.
is hot.
Sleep well. I myself am approximately 5.5 hours from splashdown. We definitely want to extract this aspect, as that's a maximum value. I'm not sure where that can be used. One hand, two hand weapon, gloves, amulet, power increased by 50%. Yeah! Or two hand weapon, 100%. Yeah, we definitely want that on a two hand weapon eventually. We're back on. Yeah, 6 to 10. Yeah. It would be better than what we currently have on here, but I don't think you can overwrite them. You can overwrite them. When did that become a thing? I didn't know you could do that. Well, I'm going to do that. Clearly. That was a win. That's the sort of thing that makes a build strong. The multiplicative modifiers. So this is not is multiplicative. If you note, it says core skills deal an additional 20% and then a little braces X. That means basically it's multiplied on top of all of the base bonuses. For a PoE player, that means it's a more multiplier or a more bonus. Because in PoE, more and increased are two different things. And I probably played for a year before I realized that was the case. Alright, so this is physical companion. Companion's no good in Storm. And a big chunk of gain. So we lose the socket, so we lose 2.5% life. Let's see what we can roll on instead of companion on this. Back to the occultist. We want want to enchant. We want to roll off the companion damage because my wolves don't do much damage. They do a little. But physical and storm, both of my major damage dealers, hurricane and tornado, are both physical damage and storm damage. So they are both affected by both of those. Lightning damage, no. I'll stick with the companion, and for those options, do I want to give it one more try? We'll try one more time. Werebear skill, no. So we'll stick with that for now, as replacing it would be too expensive. I don't think it is actually worth legendarying it up just yet, because it's going to be replacing a piece that the legendary is useless on anyway. But we will increase its level a couple to improve its stats.
Need something for it? Unexpected, huh?
The first two are cheap enough that I have no difficulty at all with that. This damage reduction while shapeshifted into a werewolf. I don't actually ever do that. So we'll get the legendary crafting materials out. How about the rings now? Core skills deal an additional damage per companion. That is core skills deal based on your fortify. Now that's a minimal value, but between those two, this is a 20% and this is a 20% for core skills. This is 20% for each active companion, so I always have 2 wolves out, sometimes 3. So that's a 40% damage multiplier, and this over here is an additional 20% multiplier for the core skills. So that's for Tornado. So Tornado has big damage now, or bigger. Let's see. Close, lightning, physical. I do a little bit of lightning, not much. And this one is life, and damage to close. Either of these better. That's a 357, 335. The item powers on these are much higher than both of these. Both of these have orange sockets, which means we can throw a vicious heart into them. In this case, we'd be giving up the brutal heart. The brutal heart's not very good. Physical and critical strike chance. I would like to see, what can I roll off here? I can roll off lightning damage. We'll try that. And here, probably roll off the life regen. Trying to improve. This is kind of what you have to do. At a certain point, you get, like I'm at 39 now, it is worth fiddling with the numbers a bit on items, because you tend to keep them for longer once you get an item, and therefore the longer you're going to keep it, the more worthwhile it is to upgrade it. Alright, this one, we do a little bit of lightning damage, but not much. Our basic attack does lightning damage, that's it. Other than that, most of our stuff is physical. So we roll off that. Also, a lot of our damage anyway is done to close enemies, so we roll off the lightning damage. For critical strike chance. Excellent. And this one. Damage to close, life regen. Life regen's not that good. It's handy, but not that great. Another critical strike chance. Alright. Those are both really good. So, I think we're going to replace both of our rings now. Attacking enemies with a basic skill core. Okay, that one I think I can add those legendary affixes to both of these. I should do that first.
No witchcraft here.
No
Only
witchcraft
honest
here.
magic.
Which of these is better? It's close, crit, and fizz. Crit, life, and close. This one is better. We'll check the Codex of Power. We want... Which of these is less good? Fizz, crit, lightning, and poison. That one. So core skills dealing 20 to 40 based only on your amount of fortify. Let's see if we can peel that off first. We will try to peel this one off. It does peel off. And we'll now throw that onto this one. This one is attacking enemies with basic skill, increases the damage of your next core skill up to 30%. I think that is available from the Codex of Power. It doesn't have the name listed. Expectant? No. Lightning Storm? No. These are all the seasonal ones, right? Those are the seasonals. That is indeed available there. We have just replaced both of our rings with new and improved models. We will get a couple of orange. I think those are brutal. No, vicious? Vicious, I think. Go. And we are all kitted out with new gear and stuff.
Come back if you need work.
I will come back if I need work. Alright, we can now actually go back to killing things. 18 minutes. Let's see. An hour. Oh, those are 47 minutes. Those are 3 hours and 16 minutes. Oh, that must be the PvP zone. That's the PvP zone. We don't go to the PvP zone. Lens does not do the PvP zone. Lens is not a big fan of player versus player. Not entirely true. I did a good amount of it in Star Wars Old Republic, and I played a fair amount of Warhammer Age of Reckoning, and those are Warhammer Age of Reckoning is primarily a PvP game, so not entirely true, but it's largely true. What to do, what to do. I need one more. I need that, right? I think I got the first two, so that is where we need to go. I'd forgotten about that. That's the storyline for the season. Frankly, the season has been quite disappointing. It is way, way less, say, than a PoE season. And for their first season, a lot of people were talking that they thought a lot of content and other stuff had been removed from the game pre-launch, just so they could save it up for the first season and have the first season blow people away. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. And the first season is really underwhelming. It's not much more than a Diablo 3 season, frankly. Strongholds, generally speaking. I've reached my destination. Sort of. Is any special place in here? Purge the Monument of Undead. I guess I have to do that. before I do that... Oh, there he is. Haha, I found him. Is there anything back here? Hey, fat buddy. It's official. Your weekend may now commence. Almost died. Note to self, pay attention.
I must wait a moment.
Don't rub it in, man. I'm working on it. God, I wish I was close to 40. I'm closer to 80 than I am to 40. Ah. Enjoying the season, I hope. Necro would have been a wiser choice, I think. This is a really slow build. That's the last of the items I needed. Do I have to now go back to where he was? Yeah, Zarbin's at. Just outside Zarbin's at. Yeah, Necro would have been a better choice, I think, than Druid. Or at least maybe than this build. Maybe other builds of Druid are better. Or maybe this one just gets good at higher levels. Crowd control duration, life regeneration. No, that's just a no. That's got to be a no for me, dog.
I cannot do that here.
I cannot do that here. I cannot do that there. I cannot do that anywhere. That's right. This is the new Dr. Seuss version of Diablo 3. 4. Diablo 4, sorry. Diablo 3.5, as a lot of sarcasts are calling it.
Thank the light. This will take me some time to pore through, but I hope to have the information soon.
Clear Malignant from the Fissure of Malice, and clear Malignant from the Den of the Blighted. Don't wanna. Why you make me do this? What did they ever do to you? Alright. I assume you were working today until you did not see the developer stream. They looked really uncomfortable. Like they had been trotted out there to answer the questions for somebody else's decisions. The boss was suspiciously missing. And the amount of tap dancing they did around a couple of the questions, one in particular, a seemingly simple question, which was, why did you change the time to leave dungeons from 3 seconds to 5 seconds? Holy crapoly, did they do a lot of tap dancing around that. They looked really uncomfortable. It wasn't that important. A pretty insignificant change, you know, so next question. If it's insignificant, then why did you change it? If it's insignificant, why do you look so uncomfortable having to answer the question, why did you change it? They also explained that they're not intentionally slowing the game down. They did not, however, explain how that can possibly be the case when they made us do less damage. They increased the amount of damage that monsters can take, and they reduced the experience. How are you not slowing the game down? This was confusing to me. A devious, malignant ichor. Icor or Icor? I don't actually know. Moo! Now with extra bonus content. Guaranteed to provide more hours of entertainment as long as you find it entertaining. Look, the core gameplay and everything is fine. But that first patch, I mean... That's not what you want to do. You don't want to start off... I mean, that's sort of my opinion about what's been happening with Guild Wars 2, is they've been bungling opportunities lately, where you've got to expect them, you should be able to expect them to do better. The first couple of content patches, especially the second content patch after the expansion for End of Dragons, the second one was dreadful. Yeah, okay. True, they are still holding the record for biggest bad decision with the Real Money Auction House. Thank goodness that thing's failed. We all hate... Oops.
I must wait a moment.
We all hate microtransactions. Well, those wouldn't have been micro. If that thing had caught on and every game had gone to it, holy crap, would everything we hate about gaming right now be worse? I remember I had a blog for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, many years ago. Magnifying Lens on MMOs. If you look that up, I'm pretty sure you find me. And I talk about the Real Money Auction House in Diablo and how if this thing catches on, everything in gaming is going to get worse. It didn't, fortunately.
I must wait a moment.
But it could have. Oh, look! It had one of you guys. That mob was a toxic lurker. Boom. I'll be here all night. Thank you very much. Don't forget to tip your waitress. Try the veal. Give me more XP. I want more life, fucker. That's a movie reference. I wasn't actually swearing at you. Oh, I skipped the campaign. Hell yes. Way too many dungeons in the campaign. Dungeons, I think, are the worst part of the game. Which makes the endgame problematic, because that's supposedly what they want you to do. I find the dungeons boring, way too long, and just unfun. Slow and boring is the primary bit. As an example, I vastly prefer doing essentially what is the new version of bounties. Going to the head office. You know, the head branch of the head office at the headquarters. The Tree of Whispers. To my mind, that's just way, way better than dungeons. Way more fun. Okay. What do we got? That's not good for my build. That one's not bad. That's the same one as the other, just not as good. I have to slay Tsula Vaughn, Malignant Prophet. Okay. I can do that. Hi, guys. Have you today heard the word of our Lord and Savior, Palawa Joko? Guild Wars 2 reference. This must be the bad man, the sad man, behind blue eyes. Go away, poison puddle thing. Thank you. And we will capture his malignant heart, which respawns him. That's the mechanic. You kill them, and then you pick up their heart, and then they respawn. And they respawn it after like 8 seconds. I've completed the Den of the Blighted. That's another one that's just not good. Right, that one was not good. Those were two of the same. One of them good, one of them okay. Now we see if we have the magic juice to open any of the secondary bosses and goodies down here. That's a wrathful outgrowth. I don't think I have a wrathful. I don't have a wrathful malignant invoker yet. But I can bring up something vicious. You did the last one. Caged heart. We got some unique gloves. The heart. Another one of the same. Like I said, that's not a bad flavor of it, and that one's pretty good. That one's okay. No, that one's okay. The other one's kind of weak. And Archon Gauntlets of the Wild Rage. They make me rage so much. My companions gain the bonuses from the Bestial Rampage key passive when I do. Do I have Bestial Rampage? I don't think I do. And it doesn't have +2 to ranks of Tornado, so it's probably going away completely. Where was the next one we needed to get to? It was there. Well, we'll go to Cure the Shot first. Ooh, ow. Snap, crackle, pop. Back Crispies. My body continues to abandon me. Bestial Rampage key passive. I using that? I don't think I'm using Bestial Passage. I think I'm using one of the others, and I should probably look actually at my skills to see instead of pressing the wrong buttons. There we go. That's the wrong buttons. There we go. Key passive. I'm using Perfect Storm, not Bestial Rampage. So, that is less useful for me. So that gets turned into crafty bits.
What will it be?
Oh, one more DPS. That's unimpressive. 20 crowd control, life regen, poison. No. That's a lot of armor. Poison resist, ravens. And this one, sadly, goes away as well. We are so close to level 40. I can taste it. Tastes like Teen Spirit. Not really. Alright, these two are both bad. They've been bad, okay? Malignant Invokers, no. Caged Hearts, no. Crafted Cash. Caged Heart, a chance, no. Maybe? Sure, why not? I'm going to live dangerously, and possibly stupidly, and hope it gives me a wrathful heart. It's... no. I mean, it's not... at least it's not a useless one. The orange ones for the druids, those are vicious, I think.
Do that here.
One of them is okay, and the other is meh. But a lot of the other ones are just plain bad. That is the wolf one, right? We'll hold on to, I think, 3 total, so we'll get rid of whichever one. That one's pretty good. 2.65, 2.74. We'll get rid of those 2. We need another heart. Or another red there for 2.5% life. And that gets, I believe, sapphires. Critical strike damage to crowd-controlled enemies. So we've got another dungeon to do. Or I guess technically not a dungeon. They're what malicious, ignorance, malignant fisher of malice.
Traveler?
Yes, it's alright. I went to the wrong place. Because I'm a dope. Lens, try not to be a dope. Huh? Just try not to be a dope. Okay. Think you can do that? Probably not. We're off to here next. And it does look like Nevesk is closest, so we'll go there. Well, this will certainly get me to 40, and on to the next phase of the story for the season. The dungeon awaits. The Fisher of Malice. Slay the malignant ghouls. Okay. Malignant ghouls.
I'm not ready yet.
That is sort of the end objective. Tornadoes are your friend. I'll note that I've always been really afraid of tornadoes. I've always assumed it was because of the Wizard of Oz. I'll also note that despite the fact that I am in the San Francisco Bay Area, a tornado once touched down within a couple of miles of my home. In the lovely and scenic town of Alviso. That's level 40. There are certain locations in the game, in the geometry, that eat the tornadoes I cast. I'm not a fan. Basically, the tornadoes instantly vanish instead of bouncing off or doing all the stuff they're supposed to do. I've said it before and I will continue to say it. Basic mobs that have too much life are really annoying. Where am I? Endless Tempest? Yeah, I think so. Yep, Endless Tempest. Alright, Malignant Ghoul. Well, he was easy peasy. I might even go so far as to say lemon squeezy. But that might be rubbing it in.
I'm not ready yet.
Die, you stupid little bat. I won't waste any spirit on you. Let's see, so far we've got useless. Sadly useless. Or almost useless. Depends. That one might have a use under certain circumstances depending on what other stuff I've got slotted. Because there are some things that give me a little bit of barrier. In which case those would be active. Other than that, yeah. Some builds put up a lot of barrier. This build does not. Occasionally gets a little incidentally. By the way, you'll note this long run back. Yeah. We people who play ARPGs, we love retracing our steps over empty space. This is one of those things that they've done in this game that make me wonder if they have ever played an ARPG in their life. Because walking through dead space like that is the worst possible thing you can have in a game. An ARPG, I should say. nice having the channeling going on that guy. He died really easily. Will it last long enough? I don't think it's going to last long enough because of this induction. Yeah, there goes the shrine. Oh well. All right. Slay Myraleth, Malignant Bloodlord. I bet you get a cool business card if you work for the Malignants. We get to run back through all this empty space again. Oh, it's Myraleth. Hi there. Didn't I kill you once already? And we get to kill him again because we pick up his malignant heart and it resummons him. I admit, I'm at a bit of a loss to understand exactly why they use that mechanic. Alright, we've finished off the dungeon, but I do not believe I have a wrathful malignant invoker to open that, so instead we open the devious outgrowth. Got him. So, back to the NPC who's so memorable, I've forgotten his name. Begins with a C. Cormond! There we are. I had the first letter right. Another one of these, same ones. Yeah, oh, that's bad. They're just bad. They're just bad. B-A-D. At least for this build. So, my wolves teleport down as I climb, and my horse teleports away when I get off. Animals get teleportation. We don't get teleportation. I'm not sure I think that's fair. Alright, you guys standing over here waiting for me? I got news for you. You're not going to like it. I told them. I warned them. They didn't listen. Paladin Prayer Book. I'm going to take that as a clue that the class they will be bringing to the game next is Paladin. You heard it here first. People have been saying they were going to bring in like a Paladin or a Crusader class, but I think that's our first evidence. You can quote me.
Yes. Based on what I learned thanks to you, the cages of binding came from a hidden outpost sealed long ago. That's our best place to start. Let's meet there.
Okay. The Ruins of the Faith. Near Hawazar. Well, I think I hit 40. It's interesting. It says World Tier 3 Nightmare. Veteran, complete the Cathedral of Light capstone dungeon. I don't think you can start that until you hit 50. No, it was 40. Okay, never mind. Ignore me. I'm wrong. Ignore me. I'm wrong. I don't know if that fight scales, though. But I think I'm going to call it here for the evening. We managed to hit 40, so that's 10 levels so far today. I'll probably play a little bit later, some more a little bit later, off stream. That person has named their character Milky Mommy, and I'm pretty sure that they are a Necro named Milky Mommy. Anyway, I should be back tomorrow at my usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, presumably for more of this. As I continue to march to try and get the money's worth out of my Seasons Pass. Ooh, we're almost to 39. I definitely want to hit 40 and get the cold iron cask. I'll note that despite the fact that I got the... Come on. Wakey game. The cold iron greaves, they don't show up in my wardrobe. Bug. Nicely done. We're 9% done on our Slayer Seasons journey. Nightmare Sigils, not there yet. Open a Tortured Gift, Helltide, not there. Crafting Nightmare Sigils, kill another player in PvP. No thank you, not a PvP player. Open a Tortured Gift of Mysteries. Malignant Tunnels, we're up to 7 out of 15 for that one. Yeah, one more item to 4 stars. I can get that. I'll do that right now. We can get that done right now. And I will. The gloves still awesome. The gloves are the ones I have at 4 stars already. The weapon makes sense. I don't have enough veiled crystals. Don't. We'll see if there's any of this we want to keep. I need more veiled crystals. I think that's the first time that's ever bitten me. I've seen a lot of streamers have problems where they run out of either cash from re-rolling affixes or some of the crafting mats. That's not big enough. 1 max evade charge. I do like my evade charges. Is that better? It's not really better, though. So, yeah, I think I need, like 8 more of the crystals. We got 5. Well, that'll have to wait for a little bit later then. Well, I mean, you get the skip, I think, gives you 20. So you can still skip. That opened up the first 20 for me. How can you be that high level and only be the 3? Because I've gotten 18 on top of the 20 that you got for skipping. Oh, I can even get my first Smoldering Ashes to upgrade Blessings. This is the Season's Blessings. And how many of these did I just get? I don't remember. What was it? It was like 8? Something like 8. It doesn't say how many I've got. Of course it doesn't. It should be in here. It doesn't look like they actually put it in as a currency, so I'm not sure how much I've got. Way to go, Blizzard. God! So I think there were 8 there. And here's where you can control things like additional XP or amount of gold earned from vendor sales or rare materials from salvage, which I think is where I'm going to put it. Next Smoldering Ash is unlocked at tier 18. Character level 53 required. I'm not there yet. Oh, you can reallocate those? Do I only really have one Smoldering Ash? That was all I got? I guess it was just one Smoldering Ash. Okay. That was the... I see. That was the level number on it. It was like 30 on it. But oh, no. The 8 was the box number. The tier number. And there's one Ash. Okay. But at least they allow you to freely swap those around. Or not freely, cheaply, 100 gold to move those around. Yeah, I have one. Thank you. So, I increased the chance of rare materials from salvaging by 10%. So those are what those are used for. And yeah, I don't get the next one, access to the next one until level 53. Let's see if by any chance I logged out earlier and we'll hold on to this there. If it has come back. No, it's still not showing up here. Oh, is it? It is. They're now back. Yay, I now have the cold iron feet showing up. They did not show up earlier. So this is the entire first tier of the ornamental set, the cosmetic set. All but the helm. I don't have the helm yet. Now it's all in gold, though. It looks a little bit tacky, so that's probably appropriate for me. Now that I'm in gold, I do want to change the color of my my markings, though. Henna? No, that's not right. Yellow. Orange? I think yellow. I think we'll go with the yellow. There we are. I like to match my face. Oh, nice reference. Excellent. My compliments, sir. Now, this is the axe I'm currently wielding, and that's a pretty good cosmetic, but in and of itself. But this is the one you get for the season's journey. It's not bad, but I actually kind of like the tacky one I'm using, so I'm going to stick with that. On the back, the font of the mother. She's our mother, you know. So, I'm going to call it here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Well, I mean, you just follow through the journey. I don't know. Did you play D3? I got used to buzzing my way through the season's journey in D3. So I paid a fair amount of attention to it. Actually, there's one left here in the first tier that I can finish out too. 2 more dungeons and Fractured Peaks, and I'll get extra points. You get big batches of reward when you finish off the chapters. That's where you really get your progress. Most of your progress is by finishing off the individual chapters. You don't have to do all of them. I have done all 11 there, though. 10 out of 13 there. 9 out of 12. And here's, you've got to do 9 out of 11. But to get all the way to the end is an enormous amount of work. The Slayer tiers, I don't think I ever finished a Slayer tier in all of my time in Diablo 3. This looks a little more achievable to me. So that's good. So I don't know how far I will get on the track, the reward track. Sorry, wrong button. The reward track. I shouldn't have any problem hitting 40 and getting the helm. After that, it's an emote. A really unimpressive free tier item. 60 more platinum. By the way, the platinum you get if you finish out the entire season, you get 666 platinum, which, okay, that's clever. The cheapest thing in the store, 800. Oh, Blizzard. You paid too much attention to the dollars you got out of Immortal, I think. Anyway, again, I will repeat, I should be back tomorrow my usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I expect more Diablo 4. And yeah, oh yeah, 666 platinum from the track and 800 to buy an item. Classic free-to-play mechanics in a buy-to-play game. Probably more D5 tomorrow. I hope the rest of your Friday night goes great. Hope your weekend absolutely kicks ass kicks ass. I wouldn't kick an axe. You might cut yourself. Kicks ass because you deserve it. Back tomorrow. Hopefully you'll see me soon. Have a great night tonight. Take care and ciao for now. Actually, it's not completely worthless. You can pay 200 to skip a level. So that's the only use, is either buying more or using it to skip levels. I'm out.